The weather is finally getting warmer and the calendar has struck April. The greens are being cut, the pimento cheese sandwiches are being prepared, and the caddies are studying the course. It is just about time for the 89th Masters. Welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Nico Rodriguez, joined alongside Amanda Vogt and Nolan Collery. So Amanda, we'll start with you. Who's hot heading into the tournament?
Yeah, well, why don't we just go with who is leading the FedEx Cup points list early on in the season, and that is Rory McIlroy, who has already won 2 times this season. He won at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am and a couple weeks back at the Players' Championship for the second time in his career in a playoff against J.J. Spaun. Now, Rory had his ups and downs. He's going on year 11 of his major championship drought, and he has never won a green jacket. If he does, he'll complete the career Grand Slam, which not many people have done, but he certainly has been capable of doing so, but hasn't proven that at Augusta National. But I think right now he looks the best he's ever been going into the Masters with 2 wins on the front end of the schedule, and with a top 5 finish at the Texas Children's Houston Open, surprisingly because he made the cut pretty much on the number, and then had 2 really good weekend rounds.
It was real close.
And the one thing he did was he took some loft off his driver. Now when you do that, it really helps with some accuracy off the tee. You don't miss as much to the left or right. And he said that he's dealing with something in his right elbow that's been bothering him and won't be playing next weekend. But he still put up 2 strong rounds and had another top 5. So I think if Rory continues to surge, he hits it far. He leads in strokes gained total and strokes gained off the tee. So if he can continue to find the right places, already been to Augusta National, I don't see why Rory McIlroy isn't a favorite to win. Keegan Bradley is someone who might be under the radar in contrast. He's the captain of the USA Ryder Cup team this year, already has 2 top 10s this season, has finished in the top 25 a couple times in the past couple Masters, but I think he could be a sneaky top 15, top 10 finisher who you might not necessarily expect.
So looking at FedEx Cup rankings, like you said, we do have Rory in number 1. Yeah. I'm more of a world rankings guy myself, and I don't think it's hard to say right now, Scottie Scheffler is the best golfer on planet Earth,
doubt.
And I have no shame in picking that number 1. Scottie's had a decent start to the year, despite missing some time with injury. Just got a 2nd place finish in Houston, and then a 3rd place just about a month and a half ago. But he's playing really good golf right now, and the thing is, no one knows Augusta quite like Scottie.
Agreed.
Scottie knows how to play through the tough parts, through the tough corners. He has the short game, he has the experience, and he's going to have a belly full of the best Masters menu we have ever seen, by the way. Shout out to him. That was some incredible work from him. Look, I'm going to pick who I think is maybe the betting odds favorite right now. Last time I checked, he was at plus 450. The problem comes in the fact that no one has defended a Masters jacket since Tiger Woods did it in 2001. But I don't know if anyone's played golf as well as Tiger Woods in those early 2000s as Scottie Scheffler has played in the last couple of years. So I think he looks good to go for a run here.
Yeah, it's hard to go against the real number 1.
So Nolan, we'll stick with you. Who are some up-and-comers you think could win the tournament?
So it's hard to only pick one guy, but we just saw some fantastic golf from Dr. Chipinski himself. Min-Woo Lee, the chef, is playing incredible golf right now, and it's hard to deny that he's probably the first fantastic Gen Z golfer we have on tour. Just finished first in that event in Houston. The reason I loved his play in Houston so much, played a near perfect round 4 until hole 16. Long par 5, puts one into the water. It's easy to crack under that pressure. We've seen guys with a whole lot more tour experience. That was just start number 56 for
when
him.
you have Scottie lurking like that.
Exactly. Scottie just had 4 straight birdies right on your tail. So what does he do on 18? One of the most beautiful 50-foot lag fringe putts you're ever going to see in your life. It's the wrong sport I'm talking about there. No punting in golf. Just give the little tap. But the thing that really stuck out to me about that performance right at the end, right after we see that putt, he goes in for the fist pump. We see it just like Tiger. It feels fantastic to see. But the big thing is the match wasn't over by any regards.
No.
That's the confidence you need for an event like the Masters. If you can keep playing like this, I could see a top 10 finish out of Min-Woo Lee, maybe even better.
Yeah, and he's still pretty new to the Masters, but someone who's going into their second year is the Swedish golfer Ludvig Åberg, who already won this year as well. He won the Genesis Invitational that was played at Torrey Pines instead of Riviera Country Club because of the LA wildfires. And he was playing really well at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. However, he got sick, had to withdraw. But he is what people are calling a robot, a golf robot, because there's really nothing to it what he does. His swing is so simple. There's no weird foot shuffle like Scottie does that he's known for.
Right.
He makes it look easy and he hits it really well. The only problem I see with him going in is that he does not rank well in strokes gained or on the green or strokes gained putting. But he did have a solo second finish in his not only Masters debut, but major championship debut. I wouldn't be surprised if he could be a player who goes out and wins this thing, or at least another major this season. And it's only fitting that we put two of the golfers who did so well in the TGL Indoor Golf League season at the top of this list, because they have been dominant both in the simulator and out on the course. And I think it'll translate very nicely for them at Augusta this year.
Excited to see regardless. These are two guys that are must watch.
They're fun to watch. They're fun to watch.
So Amanda, we'll stick with you. Who's going to need a miracle to win, even perform well?
Yeah, you can call it that. Collin Morikawa looks a little bit overrated this season. He hasn't won on the PGA Tour since 2023. Now, early on in his career, in 2020, he had a breakout win at the PGA Championship. A year later, he won the Open Championship. And since then, he hasn't won a major, and both of those wins came before his 40th PGA Tour start. Now, Collin Morikawa's had a good season. He ranks number 4th in the world, number 4th in the FedEx Cup ranks, but he can't close out tournaments. He's had a runner-up finish at the Century Tournament at Open this season, and a couple weeks back at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, had a meltdown of a Saturday on moving day at the Players. It was a hard-to-watch 77. And I feel like if you can't close out on rounds 3 and 4, you can't really win a Masters, let alone a major championship, and that's why we've seen Collin Morikawa struggle. He's a fantastic iron player. He's very consistent in that regard, but when you miss those spots that you want to hit and you compound those mistakes, that's where you see leads dissipate. And when at a major like Augusta, you need to play, not only make the cut on Friday, but you need to put together a strong round on Saturday to be in contention to put that green jacket on.
I can't believe that I'm about to say what I'm about to say.
I can't either, but I'm going to let you do it.
I don't love Rory heading into Augusta.
It's fine.
So let's look at some of the facts. Leads in FedEx Cup points, number 2 in world rankings.
Yep.
Had a fantastic Ryder Cup. Had a great win at Pebble Beach earlier this season.
Yep.
He hasn't won a major in over 4,000 days. And
Yeah.
now I understand that this is the last one, so the narrative would say this is the one for him to win.
It's been like that for 10 years.
This is the time to cement his legacy. He just hasn't. We keep waiting every single year to see Rory do it. I don't see him doing it this year for any other reason. The big thing that I've seen year in, year out, I think it's fairly consistent from anyone else, plays unbelievable through those cuts. Friday, Saturday, ready to go. We get into Sunday, and that's where the scary Rory comes out.
Yeah.
Can't read the greens. Chips are inconsistent, and it's always the short putts, the ones that feel like they should be gimmies. Anyone else on the tour, you know, they might need to think about it, but they're not too worried about it. But that's a reason why I think for such a big name as Rory, you know, the golden boy of the PGA right now, I'm not sure that he's even a lock for a top 5 finish when you have a field as strong as you have it, especially with guys from LIV playing. It's going to be a tight field.
Yeah, and you saw that at the U.S. Open in Pinehurst, where Bryson DeChambeau, a LIV golf player, ended up taking home the trophy.
Exactly.
It was an incredible bunker shot that he had on the 72nd hole, but that was Rory's tournament to lose.
Yeah.
And he lost it with a missed putt on 16 and then again on 18. So when you have mistakes like that, you are correct. That's not someone who can wear this green jacket. But like I said before, this is the best start he's had leading up to a Masters in quite some time.
Time alone is going to tell on him.
Yep.
You both make some really good points through and through, so it's going to be real exciting to see what happens. The 89th Masters will be underway in about 2 weeks' time at Augusta National in Georgia. Will Scottie Scheffler win his third, or will a new winner be named? All will be answered in due time. For Amanda Vogt and Nolan Collery, I'm Nico Rodriguez. Thank you for watching this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to this edition of Penn State Sports Night. for more content like this and so much more. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and X. For everyone here at Penn State Sports Night,
We are
Penn State Sports Night.